Boulder game.
Is that what your family called it?
I don't know where I got that from.
Boulder
Casey,
game.
have you started recording now? I thought I
Boulder
heard
game.
something.
Is that like
It basically
that just makes me
means-
think of Avatar, the
It makes
first
me
show.
think of two guys running at each other with boulders.
No, it wasn't that cool. It was basically sit down, shut the hell up. That's what the Boulder game is.
It was the quiet game.
Does one of you roll down the hill and kill multiple people?
There's no hill because you're usually in a car when this happens.
Yes.
I've never heard of this boulder game before. I know of the quiet game or the silent game or whatever it's called, but I always lose.
I know of the go away, the adults are talking, and there was no game in that. It was just my dad telling me to fuck off. Very
Yeah,
often.
That.
So
Yeah.
You know, as a baby, I was so quiet. I was so quiet as a baby. My parents once actually almost left me and forgot about me at a birthday party because they're like, he didn't cry at all. He was just there, sitting there, all happy, completely quiet.
I thought you were about to say they left you in the car or something.
No, they did
They're
leave me in the
you
car
like a
one time though, and when they left me in the car, I ended up getting they tried to cover me with blankets, but like one part of my leg was sticking out, and so I got this really dark freckle there, and I'm just like, well, you know, sometimes the blankets aren't good enough. Don't leave me in McDonald's.
They wanted you to get picked up.
yeah, I have to assume this was before that whole "don't leave your fucking kids in the car" hysteria. Well, not really hysteria. It's a very legitimate thing to say. Don't leave your fucking kids or dog or pets and just living things in general. Don't leave them in the car. Kind of thing.
This was a while back, yeah.
Yeah.
Likewise,
90s, bruh.
my parents like to tell stories of how when I was a kid, I would always go up and be like, "It's bedtime, good night," and I just go up and I put myself to bed because I was tired. And they were with their friends, and their friends would be like, "Your kid does that? What? Can we get one?"
My
'Cause
parents
they had-
like to,
Yeah.
my parents like to tell the story. Well, my grandma liked to tell the story about when I was over her house when I was like a baby or something, and I'd like get stuck where my head was between the bed and the wall, and I would just dangle there, and just thought that was hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would get most of my torso stuck between the bed and the wall, and then try to struggle to get out. Like when I was a kid, I had to share a room with my older sister, and so at night, my parents would turn the light off, and I'd be in my race car bed, and she'd be in her bed across on the other side of the room, and she'd start doing this dark, like evil voice and saying things to me in the dark, and I was just like, I could not sleep because she was right there, just making this voice. I'm like, and then when we got our own separate rooms, I had to stay in her room one night because we had company over, and she had these porcelain dolls on like, because my grandma would send her one like every year, and then some, and she had entire shelves full of these porcelain dolls that would just look down at me while I was trying to sleep.
Yeah, my sister had a similar reaction to those. I never really cared, but my sister was terrified of most dolls or stuffed animals, actually, now that I think about it. We had an Alf one. No one knows what I'm referencing when I'm talking about Alf.
I do.
Thank you, Kenchi.
So do I.
Thank you, patient. Yay! People get my fucking old man references. Yeah, it was a very animal-like doll thing with black beady eyes, and she hated it because it would stare at her. So I got it, which I was super happy about because I loved Alf when I was a kid.
I used to have one of those. I don't remember why. But I did.
There is video evidence of one Christmas where I opened up a present and it's like this new toy, and I was so happy, and then my sister immediately takes it away and steals it from me, and that's our relationship right there.
I think that's most sibling relationships, at least in my experience.
She made me dress up as a girl as a kid because she said it was the newest fashion.
Why do you care?
I didn't know what fashion was.
Yeah, why did you care what fashion was? Why would you allow this?
Oh, I did not know. I was a young and naive child.
You're still
I
naive.
only knew how to love and not how to hate.
Okay.
How'd that work out for you?
I'm still bad at hating.
Yeah, it went pretty well. It got him on a podcast. So, hello everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Flux podcast episodes.
How long have you been recording? Because I was going to suggest you just flick it on.
About 3 minutes. So, yeah, we got all of that. That's cool.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. Where were we? Right, I'm Casey. That's me. It's been a couple weeks since we've done one of these things. So, with me, we got Kenshi.
Hi, I'm Kenshi618. Now with less than 50% of the required cartilage in your knees.
Ow.
Yeah.
Is that for dietary?
No.
Like, are you giving people, like, eating advice? Are you
No, I've done so
part of a
much
complete
damage to my
breakfast?
knees.
I don't know.
I've done so much damage to my knees, I almost don't have any left in my left knee, which is bad.
Hmm.
The joints hurt.
I
Yeah.
hope that can be fixed.
I can try.
I don't think cartilage comes back.
It
so
does
no.
not
Really
regenerate, no. That
It
is
doesn't.
how arthritis happens.
Yeah, so I need to find some way to lubricate my joints better. It's the best I got.
Yeah. There are surgeries that can help, but they're more... I forget what the term is, but they're temporary measures more than anything else.
Yeah,
Stop.
until then, suck it up.
Inject oil directly into your knee.
What kind? It doesn't matter.
Just fall into a tub of lube, see what happens. Get
Yeah.
all greased up.
Just inject olive oil. Like, your cholesterol will shoot way up, but your knees will move. That's, one problem at a time.
I'm
guess.
not sure that's how that works, but I don't know enough about science and medicine to dispute you.
I don't know. So, yeah, Kenshi's here. I'm gonna do the rest of the intros now. Zero's here.
Hi, out of my siblings, I was the one that was born the most normal looking.
I don't know. Is that
Get shit on Zero's siblings, I guess?
in a good way or a bad way?
My brother looked like he was an elf that got in a fist fight. Pointy ears and black eyes.
Wow.
I'm gonna need some pictures, dog.
I don't think I have any.
It was coming out swinging today. I don't know. Okay. Slice is here.
I was born like Superman, apparently. In that pose, at least.
Oh.
I'm about to say your planet was destroyed shortly after your birth.
I meant his flying pose, but yeah, sure, why not? Fuck it.
And Patience here.
Hello, everyone. Enjoy a sane intro.
Boring.
Come on, man. After all
By the
the
way-
dumb things we said.
You see, my brother's at college, so I can just say whatever I want.
I mean,
I
my
mean, for
brother was here,
now,
I'd still say
yes.
whatever I want. I don't see why you still wouldn't say whatever you want.
Also, this is episode 232, by the way. Thank you, Patient. So, yeah. Anyone want to go first?
No, I can go first.
All
I can
right.
go after him.
Can't you go first?
All right. So let's see. What have I done since the last one was here? Oh yeah, I had to miss last week because I got drafted into having to babysit my
Yeah. Babysitting.
cousin's children.
Who
I don't
died?
know. No one died. Though I did want to strangle some chaps at one point.
Chaps?
That's what my family calls children, chaps.
Okay.
Strange. Strange, but okay.
So anyway,
They call teenagers Goodfellows? I don't...
no.
Okay.
So basically, I don't know if I've said this or not. Children frighten me. They're like the only thing in the world that frighten me.
Yeah, okay.
Was that okay?
Remember when your house was infested with bees that tunneled through the walls?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fuck
I
that.
just felt like bringing that up for some
I
reason.
don't care about that. Fuck that. I can kill them. You can't do anything to the kids. You might cause irreparable damage. Like there's no
Can't
way
do
to
anything to the
combat them.
bees. We need the bees.
No one has to know I destroyed an entire hive full of bees.
Well, they do now. That's how. You know.
Maybe, but no one knows who I am. So, yeah.
I know who you are.
I am the modern man.
Yeah, I had to deal with that for a week. That was terrifying.
You do realize that everyone on this podcast knows your wrestling name, right?
Yeah, and
And again,
And
most of us know your real name because it comes up on your email, motherfucker.
and because it's listed in some articles alongside your wrestling name. So based on that, how is it that you would say that nobody knows where you are?
if you even, first of all, have you been Googling me?
Don't underestimate the power of patience, Google.
Second of all,
Ken,
Second
you
of
would
all,
make a
just-
terrible superhero. You outed yourself, your secret identity.
second of all, even if you knew my name, you don't know where I am.
I mean, you've talked about it before.
But do you remember any of it?
In Virginia.
We have it on recording.
Virginia's a big place. Shut up, Zero. Virginia's a big place. All right, let's get past that. So yeah, aside from watching children,
How many TV producers do you think there are with your name in Virginia?
how many TV producers do you think are actually listed?
I'm just gonna leave this here.
Damn it! The picture is from years ago.
Turns out if you Google wrestler Koga, you're the first result.
Oh.
I mean, that's a good thing, I guess.
Well, I guess the jig is up now, Kenshi. That's pretty much sunk it, really.
Yes, God, that picture is old. That dude's gonna wrestle anymore. All right. So yeah, speaking of wrestling, I had a show last week. It was supposed to be like the first round of a tag team tournament. So yeah, I advanced, and the rest of the tournament is like next month. So hopefully I get a title or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, cool beans.
Sweet.
Yeah, and apparently, like my partner has the gimmick of a savage, so I'm the one that has to be like the one that makes sense on the team, and the one that's in control. And I can't control him. Can only like guide him in certain directions.
I can't control him. He's going wild.
Basically, like at the start of the show, there was like a tag team match full of like, or it was like a battle royal full of students from like a nearby school, and like the last two people in the battle royal would be a team that was entered in the tournament. The promoter had it so that my partner went out there by himself and just got in there, and I had to like get him out because we were already in the tournament.
That's pretty good.
So me trying to explain this to him and get him out of there ended with him chasing me around the ring and out of the building. And then we had to come out later for the tag match.
If you want an opener, you could use like a Hannibal Lecter style mask, I suppose. Or is it not quite that savage?
It is, but like it's not. It wouldn't fit the game.
Oh, fair enough.
So yeah.
I am all for more masks, however.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, he's like a jungle savage. He has like face paint and stuff.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and we have at least one. We don't really talk that much, but we do have like some spots worked out. Like we'll have one spot where like he'll get an opponent in the corner and chop him, and then he'll tag me in and make me chop him. Only I'll fake that my chops suck, and I'll give like a little wuss chop, and that'll just make him chop the other guy harder and tell me to do it again. And then when my chop sucks again, he chops me.
All right. I like that.
Everybody
People
gets
seem to-
chopped.
Yeah, people seem to enjoy that. So yeah, Next month, maybe I'll get a title. I probably won't. We'll see. That's what's happening right now. Yeah. Also, I have to book a show full of students from my own training school, which is really hard because I have to figure out who can actually control a match and who can't, and pair them accordingly. Otherwise, it's going to be a bad time. Yeah. So yeah, I'm too lazy to do that. So I guess I'll just like put them all in a random number generator and see who gets who.
That'll totally go well, sure.
Yeah.
I see no problems with this plan.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm better than that.
Eh.
Sometimes I'm better than that.
There are debates either way.
All right, wrestling aside, I'm really excited because in like 2 weeks, I'm gonna get to play Spider-Man on PlayStation 4.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. That's
Yay!
Next Friday after next, I guess.
Also, Yakuza Kiwami 2 apparently is coming out or came out, and I'm so behind.
What's a what?
Yakuza Kiwami 2
Oh, right.
is happening, and I am so behind.
And apparently that same day, the next season of Daredevil is coming out on Netflix.
Oh boy, everything is happening all at once.
Yeah.
I don't want to get my Netflix subscription again. Oh.
I mean, there are other ways to watch it. Not
Do
really.
you want the information to mine? Because like I pay for it, and it's just me using it.
No, that's how you get your account suspended.
Not really.
No, you're allowed to share account information with Netflix.
Yeah, people did it so much. Netflix is like, fuck it, just whatever, fine.
Yeah, they
Just
made a
make
statement
different
on it.
profiles.
Ken, anything?
Not really. Just that's going to be a very busy series of days because all that's lumped together. There's the Spider-Man and Daredevil, and then that Sunday I got to do the wrestling thing for the students, and then there's a show that Saturday before that. So I'm pretty much going to be dead by the time that weekend's up. But fortunately, I have a week off right after that, so it's going to be great. I'm so ready.
Do us a favor and don't die, Kenji.
I would really prefer that not happen.
You'd prefer to die?
I prefer not die.
We who are about to die salute you.
But yeah, that's all I got basically. Unless I think of
enough.
something else, which I probably won't.
So, can I call you Kenneth now?
No,
Why?
That's his name?
no.
Okay.
No one's ever called me that, and no one ever will.
You will get smacked if you attempt to.
Or I'll leave.
What's your middle name?
Don't worry about it.
All right. I'll just have to put more research into it. All right, fine. More than 10 seconds.
Well, I guess his middle name is Don't Worry About It. There we go. Problem solved.
That would be a pretty fitting name for Kenji, really.
I have one quick thing to share. I don't have
Slicer,
much-
please.
What?
Typing is loud.
Really? Wow. Huh. All right.
What are you saying, patient?
I was saying I'd had one quick thing to.
I can only imagine.
Your middle name has tit in it. I'm 12.
Thanks, Casey.
What were you saying, patient, again?
I was. I was going to say that in the past week, I finished Twilight Princess.
Nice.
And knowing what I do with that game, as well as Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Skyward Sword, I have to ask. Must they end every game with Link separating from his companion for... Must they? Really?
Yes.
with Twilight Princess specifically, like Midna is one of the most likable companions. That being said, she has stuff to do.
She's the princess of an entire realm. Like, she has
Yeah.
things to do.
She has stuff to do. So it's like that kind of separation was going to be pretty much inevitable. And
It's
Link
not.
does have a village to go back to.
It's not the separation I mind. It's the complete annihilation of any hope that they can meet again.
I mean, in a sense, like it's kind of the worry of, hey, this one guy came through here and he was pretty bad. Let's not let that happen again.
Yes, I realize that's the reasoning. It's just that clearing this most recent game made me aware that it seems to be a thing with the Legend of Zelda series, which is making me very conflicted because I love the series. I love all of the collector's quests in it, but I hate unhappy endings. Granted, it's always bittersweet, not just bitter, but still.
No, I get it.
Yeah. It's honestly, if we're talking about happy endings, I think the happiest ending is probably Breath of the Wild.
Which I have yet to play.
Oh, you absolutely have to then.
It's
Yeah.
also the one where you basically don't have a companion for the entire game. So
True.
Well, I was planning on getting sweaters, but maybe. We'll
Breath of
see.
the Wild is a very interesting case of people who I've met who play it either don't like it or really love it. There's very rarely an in between.
Fair enough.
So
I suppose there's also Hyrule Warriors, and that doesn't really have an ending. It's just
No.
everything's
Hyrule
fine
Warriors
again.
is just, hey, guess what? Everybody gets to reunite. Yay.
let's
We'll
murder
see.
all the Koroks or something. It's usually how that game goes, if memory serves.
Hyrule Warriors?
Yeah, we just kill a bunch of mooks. It's a Dynasty Warriors game.
You're not killing Koroks.
I don't know what any of the creatures are. I picked one that I knew the name of at random.
Yeah.
One of the few that isn't actually in the game.
One of the few
But
that
yeah.
not only in the game, but has statistically always been an ally.
Always.
I mean, you can play as Ganon.
Hyrule Warriors has
yeah.
There's also
Yeah.
a boss mode in Hyrule Warriors. Man, that game's good. You get to play as the boss.
Alright. Well, I just wanted to get that off my chest. There's nothing else going on that I'm prepared to talk about right now.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I can do mine since it's pretty short.
Alrighty.
Just been still reading with this ring, almost done. I'm on page like 72 of 74. Still pretty decent, chugging away at it. Also started watching The 100, Netflix series, if anyone's seen it.
I
Yeah, it's
saw
like a
advertising.
superhero. Right?
Was it 100 people are sent to a desolate planet Earth or something?
Yes, it's 97 years after nuclear apocalypse or nuclear war, and 100 criminals, basically, from the space station are sent down to the planet to see if it's still livable, because the space station, after 100 years, has stopped working, basically. So it's because they're trying to keep their population down. Crimes are punishable by actual death if you're over the age of 18. So the only prisoners they have are actually just teenagers. So it's 100 teenagers and go into a Fallout setting, basically. It's okay. It's decent. There's more drama and more misunderstandings than I would like, but it's okay. And that's been about it, honestly.
I had no idea what that show was. I always just constantly conflated it with the 4400, which was like a weird aliens plus superheroes thing. Yeah. I guess I'll go next. I mean, I don't really have that much. Just mostly doing the righty thing that I tend to do. It's
Yay.
weird that I can say that again, but that's how it turns out, and I'm kind of happy about it.
Going well then?
Yeah, getting some nice reviews. Lots of people being very supportive, and the
Oh God.
it annoys me that the Harry Potter and Naruto crossover is the most popular story because it's one I'm not particularly proud of. Especially, it's fine. There's some
That's how
good
it
stuff
works.
in it, but
That's how it
you know,
works sometimes. Trust me.
crossover between the two of probably the most popular fandoms on the site, I guess that has an impact. Oh well. That's okay. I don't mind writing it, so no problem really, but the pressure to write more of it because I keep getting more and more favorites and follows even while I'm updating other stuff. It's like, okay, I posted a new chapter of the fucking Skyrim one. Oh, and I got a favorite of... Oh, it's for the fucking Harry Potter.
Keep
Oh,
going.
I got another... Oh, well, never mind. Yeah, so... That's been... an interesting thing to deal with. Not necessarily an especially bad one. Other than that, I've been... Weirdly enough, I watched a lot of reaction videos over the past couple months.
I like reaction videos myself.
They can be... It's one of those things that very much depends on who's doing them, because
Indeed.
it's a very easy format to do, because it's literally just watching something and maybe occasionally say something about it if you feel like it.
It's kind of like the only reason I would ever use a reaction video typically is when I want to rewatch something, but also have a captive audience.
Honestly, I just love seeing people react to things that are exciting that I found exciting or that I didn't find exciting. Like the Super Smash Brothers
Yes,
trailer
yes, exactly.
on the States. I had never played, spoiler warning for anyone, I had never played a Castlevania game, so I didn't recognize Simon or Richter. But a lot of people did, and their reactions were quite gratifying. And then there was the troll at the end with King K. Rool and King DDD's fake out. Yeah, it's hilarious watching everyone actually to when DDD does that.
Just the excitement on their face just drains out, and it's just neutral face glaring at camera of like, really?
Yeah. So I watched a couple different people watching some of the Abridged series, like Helsing Bridged. I watched a couple of different groups watching that. One of them was Crafting Vegito. He's a French dude, and he doesn't have a lot interesting to say most of the time. One of those hyper, I'm totally 100% energy all the time because kind of YouTubers that I'd never really get. There was another one, I forget, I think it was Dwayne and Jazz, that I watched a lot of their stuff because they were quite appealing. It seemed like a boyfriend and girlfriend doing the channel, and yeah, they were very talkative, which I appreciate in React videos, because that means they have something worthwhile to say. Which, if they didn't, why am I watching a reaction when I could just watch the original thing? So it goes. So I watched a lot of... they watched Helsing Ultimate Abridged and some of the epic rap battles and stuff, so that was pretty cool. Another channel called Lost in Vegas, I think, was the name of it. And it's two seemingly really big music guys, but they're music guys in sort of the hip hop R&B sort of sphere. But they started reviewing metal songs, which is actually really fun because it's cool to see them latch on to the different things in an entirely different genre that's pretty much outside their wheelhouse. So that's kind of fun to just get a completely outside perspective on for someone that just doesn't really care about the genre. And there was one other that I've completely forgotten the name of because they watched Sword Art Online Abridged and didn't get it to a hilarious degree. As in, they were kind of getting mad that Kirito wasn't like canon Kirito because they thought he was such a cool and interesting character and such a heroic figure. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
See, as somebody who's read the Sword Art Online novels, I will confirm that novel Kirito has 0.5 more depth to him.
0.5 what? Fathoms? Inches?
Centimeters. There's a motivation for why he became the way he is. That motivation is almost never brought up or used to any interesting effect.
Yeah, so that was an interesting experience because as I was watching each of their reaction videos of each episode, I was watching more and more the comments turn on them. Just as, what are you talking? He's interesting and deep as a what? And it was fun to watch them have a complete disconnect with their audience and just not get it in any way. Kind of sad actually also, but it was interesting to watch that happen, watch it unfold.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, I was just sadistic.
A little bit. That's pretty much all I got, though, I think. I started playing Pillars of Eternity 2 again, because that's still a fun game. That they've patched a bunch and added a DLC to, so... But because they have a season pass type thing, they also have 2 more DLCs coming in the next few months. So I'm on the fence whether do I play it now, do I wait for all the content to be out?
I would say wait for the content, but I'm also not interested really in the game. I'm sure that might change if I actually look into it, but as right now, I'm not.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'll see what I do with that. I think I talked about playing Prey again recently. I think I talked about it on the last podcast. So that's pretty much all I got this week, to be honest with you.
Do you mean actually beating Prey?
Right, that thing I was supposed to be doing that totally stopped doing.
I didn't beat it either. It's fine.
Would you like to know how far I got?
Sure.
Exactly as far as I got last time. I stopped at the exact same place.
Right.
Yep. 0 progress made. Still fun, though. So, 0, I think, is the only one that hasn't gone?
Yeah.
I'm going higher and higher? Why am I going so high?
I was kept for last. Because I don't know why.
Because everyone else said I want to go, and they went.
Yeah! Hooray for taking the initiative!
Yeah.
I rolled a nat 1 on that initiative order.
You didn't roll. That's how little initiative you had.
I took the 1. I should make that a house rule. I take the 1.
I mean, actually, that does help.
It does. But also, I think it'd be hilarious.
I mean, there are circumstances where you want to fail, so...
There was actually, in my game last time, they were fighting somebody who had been possessed by this very powerful sentient sword, and somebody got possessed by the sword, and another player was like, okay, I'm going to try to stun him with my, because he has a monk ability that allows him to stun people. You just need to fail this roll, and we can help you. and he used a luck point to reroll his dice so that he could fail. And it was just yay.
That makes sense. Like, yeah, I could see like just taking a 1 as being a thing you could do in most circumstances. Like for something that's autonomic, you should probably still have to roll to stop doing what you're supposed to be doing well. Like you need to stop breathing, but that's a thing you have to force yourself to stop doing. So you would have to roll for it, kind of thing.
At the same time, like, successes when you don't want them to be successes are great. Like with Critical Role with the trying to vomit but can't. And
That
the
wasn't
guy
the
comes
Critical
back.
Role example I thought of, but yes, that's a better one. That's a better example.
And you're just like, oh, hi. Yeah, it's
17.
But,
Puke out these fucking gods!
I've been in other news, I've been playing Hollow Knight again because it recently came out with a big DLC, the last of the big free DLCs, which is, I think it's called Godmaster or something. It's where you have to. It's basically a series of gauntlets that are boss rushes with certain unique bosses thrown in, and it is super hard. So, and I was really out of practice, but I've already made it through 2 of the pantheons of these gods, aka bosses. That's such a fun game. Highly recommend Hollow Knight all the time, forever. But it gets really hard. Aside from that, my brother went off to college, my little brother.
Oh,
I commute, and he's going off to live on campus at his college.
so he's going further away, I assume.
Yeah, he's going further away, and so he had to, pack up all his stuff. He's bringing his Nintendo Switch and a TV with him. Somebody else is bringing a PS4. He's got like 2 roommates over at his dorms. Got a fairly decent sized room from what I could see from the pictures. So here's hoping he's okay, because we both started college on the same week technically. So I've had a class. I have like 1 class that requires me to go to the actual campus itself. Most of my classes all my classes aside from that 1 class are online. So yay, I get to just not waste a bunch of gas money.
Yay, you don't have to spend an hour finding parking.
Yay, it makes my life so much easier.
It's almost like this sort of thing should just be online anyway, but, whatever.
But I've been enjoying being able to be at home more. I was thinking I might not be on the podcast today because my room does not have a ceiling fan. Okay? And we bought a ceiling fan because it gets really hot in my room. And the electrician was supposed to come by today to install the ceiling fan, but then he canceled. And now I am upset because I still don't have a ceiling fan, and I want a ceiling fan.
You're rich. Don't you have AC?
But I want a ceiling fan.
But you have AC.
It doesn't. It still gets hot in my room.
Would you like to know the amount of time? Do you remember the amount of times I've asked people to turn off fans and air conditioning and shit over the course of this podcast?
It's not for the morning. It's for like later on. I'll turn off the fan then.
Zero doesn't have a window unit. He has like actual central air.
We actually do have a whole house fan thing, which is supposed to help cool the house down, but it doesn't always. It's not always turned on, and like what happens is that sucks out all the hot air, replaces it with the cold air outside. Problem is that doesn't work if the air outside isn't that cold.
Yeah.
And so.
Also, most of this conversation is just gibberish because we just don't have air conditioning. That's not a thing in this country at all.
Because you guys usually don't deal with the hot season that much.
No. I bought a fan. That was my contribution to air conditioning. It worked.
your hot is nothing compared to our hot.
Now, I know some people may feel like I am complaining unnecessarily when
Yeah.
I have a big AC and I have a pool in my backyard. Well, screw you. I want a fan.
Yeah,
Also,
you have
I mean-
everything else. You might as well get a fan too.
Ken, you might be right, but we're also better equipped to handle the hotter weather. They're really not.
Yeah.
Well, just another thing Americans are better at than British.
It's like when it snows in California. They're like, "What the fuck is happening? How do we handle this? I don't
Or
understand."
when it rains at
Same
all.
yeah, same. Yeah, it's just no one is equipped to deal with it.
And you know, I've lived in other states, so I've been at. Actually, I don't think I've actually been in a place that's like California is probably the coolest place I've lived.
Sorry, I got caught on the. It's the coolest place I've lived, and that's cool as in awesome.
Yeah, it's not Texas where there is.
I don't know
humid-
why I found that funny.
It's not Arkansas.
It's not Arkansas.
Kansas, you idiot.
You gotta love Arkansas because they
You
don't
do?
care that it's called Arkansas. It's Arkansas, but why though?
'Cause
Kansas is not called Kansas.
There's
Should
no
be.
accent.
It
There's no
sounds
accent.
better. It does
There's
sound
no-
better to call it Kansas.
There's no accent.
No, it
over
doesn't. That sounds
A.
like cancer. I take it back entirely. I change my mind.
It's like a cancer with an accent over the E. Like,
Cancer.
I mean, I lived in a place in Arkansas that they called El Dorado.
El Dorado, Arkansas.
It's supposed to be El Dorado. You know, like I remember there was a story. My younger brother, he was going in. He had problems with speaking early on, and so we were living in Arkansas at the time. So he went into speech therapy, and they were like, "Now say purdy," and he would say pretty. No, that's not right. Say it right, purdy. Pretty. No, that's not. Say it right.
That hurts me in a way I did not expect.
That makes me happy inside.
Needless to say, he stopped speech therapy. And he turned out all right. But it's a silly place, Arkansas. I mean, when it's not overtly racist and segregationary.
On second thought, let's not go to Arkansas. It is a silly place.
That was
I-
even weirder when it went kind of roboty there.
I remember back when I lived in Arkansas, and they were talking about how Pokemon was evil and was demon summoning. And then meanwhile, we'd be playing Yu-Gi-Oh at school, at my private Christian school.
But
They made a brand deal, that's all it was. They just really didn't want the kids playing Pokemon because they got paid by Yu-Gi-Oh!
Just like it's maybe they would have stopped us if they noticed, but I don't think they cared that much. Freaking when I went to that school, it was I'm not Baptist, but it was a Baptist church and a school. It was an interesting time. They made us do like every, I think, Christmas or something. We'd do like a dance and sing thing where you'd have to learn the sign language to do the sign language dance thing. So when you would sing the hymns or whatever, it would go along with it. They also made us wear uniforms, and I was just like, I just want to wear jeans. No, you're not allowed.
Jeans are the devil.
Jeans are for Friday. You only get to wear jeans on Friday.
I don't understand. My job had that briefly before we relaxed. You could wear jeans if you donated some money. It's like you pay me to wear jeans. I fucking hate jeans. It's not a privilege.
And we all had to wear like the same type of shirt, and it had to be colored in one of these different types of colors. It couldn't be, you couldn't wear a shirt with any sort of design on it. It had to be this like collared shirt, and like I was a good Christian boy, but I think if they were to, gosh, I could tell stories after stories about this school, like the fact that they had a paddle in the office, a large wooden paddle with holes in it.
Okay, you've finally gotten to something that I find weird, like this complaining about school uniforms. Like, fucking.
And when I got sent to the principal's office one time, they asked my mom, "Hey, is it okay if we paddle him?" And she was like, "No, what are you, crazy?" So in the end, I ended up just sitting in the office until they said, "You can go now,"
That's paddling.
because they couldn't paddle me, so they didn't know how to discipline me. So they just made me sit there until I was able to leave.
Wearing jeans on a
Foreign concept.
wearing jeans on a Tuesday, that's a paddling. Detention doesn't do shit.
I wasn't even
It
sitting
doesn't,
in
but it's like at least they're doing something is the idea.
I wasn't even sitting in a detention room. I was just sitting in the office. And the reason why I got sent to the office, I can only remember one of them because I got sent twice. Was we were watching a play of Charlotte's Web, and this kid in front of me was just blocking it. I said, "Move your big fat head," and they went to the teacher, and I went straight to the office, and I was like, "Well, guess I'll just sit here."
Did he actually have a big fat head?
It was pretty big and fat.
Well, that's a factual statement then. That's not an insult.
It was blocking my view. Be more polite and don't block my view, please. Thank you. But
Okay.
Do we have anything else?
I mean, I'm having fun telling stories of my past. I don't know why, but
You could have a series about it. Story time with Zero.
Like that time I cried because I was going to go to the spelling bee.
What?
So I went to the spelling bee once, and I argued when I got it wrong with the judges.
Wow.
And they played back the recording, and I still did not believe them. And then I had to be escorted off the premise by my parents. But the second time, I was actually going to be moving. And if I were to go to the spelling bee, I'd be missing the Thanksgiving party where they had little Thanksgiving snacks. And
well, that's an easy choice.
And I was like, I don't want to go to the spelling bee. I'm going to be moving. And they were like, okay, well, I guess you're not going. We'll send the other person. And I was like, yay, now I am happier because I don't have to spell things.
The news again.
Because apparently nobody else can spell ambulance.
I was the champion of the spelling bee in school. I only got to try out 1 year. I think I only had it 1 year. I choked on the regional. I'll never forget this word.
I'm getting very little out of patience, but I think what he said was he was the champion of the spelling bee and he won on the word wigwam, I assume.
No, I lost on that word.
Oh, right.
I won. I won
I-
the school, I lost the regional.
I lost on the word wealthier, and I was so upset because I knew how to spell it.
Because you are.
That was a cheap shot, Ken.
Anyway. Yeah, no, Arkansas was a silly place. I remember
spelling bee in Arkansas.
You know, it's really the least important thing that's happened in my life, probably. But it sticks with me. Of just like, I lost the spelling bee.
I lost the spelling bee. I'll show you. I'll become a writer of fan fiction. I'll show you how well I can spell
And
thousands of words.
true enough, I became a writer, so I guess it all worked out in the end.
I'll go to college for I'll take writing courses in college. I'll show you who can spell.
And now I still end up making spelling mistakes. Don't worry about it.
You're just on a break from writing. It's okay. Whenever you're not actively writing, you're on a break, so you don't have to hold yourself to those kind of standards.
Oh wow, the connection is really just sort of going to shit, and I'm not entirely sure why. So recommendations? We should end this soon.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, sorry.
I'm just not getting patient anymore.
I didn't get that one either.
Yeah, for some reason my connection is usually stable. It keeps going between red and green.
Yeah, patient's got nothing, he says.
I got nothing. Sorry.
Feel like I read something. I'm gonna check my alerts and see. Date added. Nope. Okay, where would it have been?
Has anyone else seen many Netflix original movies?
Seen a few.
Because I saw like, I don't know, I've seen 3 or 4 within the past few days, and it seems like they all have the same problem. Nobody on the writing staff of Netflix seems to know how the hell to end the movie. None of them end very well. And I don't mean like, oh, it's a sad ending, or oh, it's a bittersweet ending. I mean, it's like nothing ending. Like,
Slicer?
there's one that's...
Are you a bomb?
What?
You're ticking.
That's weird.
We're all going to die.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah. I'm just gonna blow up over the internet.
Well, I don't have anything.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, not Netflix original films. Never seen any. That's not a thing I watch. I don't watch
Suggestion.
Netflix.
Maybe we should try recording the podcast with Audacity again.
That's not really going to help if we can't actually hear what each other are saying.
But it'll give us higher quality with less risk.
And in this instance, no, it wouldn't, because Slicer would still be recording his audio, which would still have the ticking, whatever it is.
True. It'll just be higher quality ticking.
Well, no, there was nothing happening. I was kind of twisting around one of the things hanging off my microphone cord, but I didn't realize it was making a
Something's
sound.
still tapping or ticking. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. I can't hear anything.
Wow. Okay, so that's pretty much the episode, I guess. No one's got any recommendations.
Afraid not.
So, wow, this went weird. I wish this went better after the break. Well, so I'd like to thank everyone for listening to 232. I think it was 232. If you would like to get in contact with the Unique channel through the comments or through our public Discord that we have, it's linked in the thing. If you'd like to donate on Patreon so Slicer can buy a better microphone, we'd appreciate it. And the link for that's also in the description. So, for God's sake.
Is it still making sound?
It's still going. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Once again, I'd like to thank everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
You should put like an explosion sound effect into the end of this episode.
No, that's work. And this has to go out in 13 minutes, so... Nah.